let's give like percentage probabilities on who's the starting quarterback for the Niners next year. Starting with Trey and then Jimmy and then like Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go. I'm going to go 85% Trey Lance. 4% Jimmy Garoppolo.
2%?
4% Jimmy Garoppolo.
4%. Okay, 4%.
I'm going to go 10% Tom Brady and 1% other.
1% other? Okay, I like that. 85% Trey Lance. I like
85%.
that. I appreciate you feeling that way. But I just can't believe it. I feel like if Kyle Shanahan, let's say if Kyle Shanahan wins a Super Bowl this year, he could do that. He could do whatever the hell he wants. And frankly, it would be the right move. I mean, extending Jimmy Garoppolo because he wins a Super Bowl would be like the Ravens extending Joe Flacco because he won a Super Bowl. Like that was one of the worst things they ever did for their organization. It set them back a long time. So yeah, if they win the Super Bowl, fine. You're no longer under the gun, so to speak, as a head coach. Do whatever you want to do. If you don't win the Super Bowl this year and you get to come back in year 7 without a championship ring, I still feel like there's even more pressure on Kyle. And once again, he can't trust the process and go through the growing pains. So I feel like there is a 55% chance that Tom Brady is the quarterback of this team next year. All he has to do is say, I want to play on your team. And I don't see how the Niners can say no to him again. But that's maybe I'm wrong. And I don't know that he will. I don't know that he will say, I want to play for the Niners. He might say, I'm done. Or I want to play for the Raiders because he'll make more money over there. And he could throw to Devontae Adams. And I mean, they have talent over there. So I'm going to say 55% Brady. And I'm going to say 55% Brady. 30% Kirk Cousins.
Oh, gosh.
10% Aaron Rodgers. 5% Trey Lance. 0% Jimmy Garoppolo. 0% Jimmy Garoppolo.
That's bold. Bold. I'd at least give him 4%. That's crazy.
0%.
I'm gonna push back on the Tom Brady thing real quick. Let me run you through my thinking because I've really put a lot of thought into this, and the reason that I go 10% Tom Brady is because there are 2 scenarios in which they would say no to Tom Brady if he came knocking. Number 1, you have a ton of egg on your face, Kyle Shanahan, for saying that you wanted Trey Lance. He's your guy. And yet again, you're choosing another quarterback over him. You look stupid. That's number 1. And you passed on Tom Brady once. And so if you don't this time, that's double stupid. I feel like his ego's big for that. Here's the second reason why I don't think that he comes. If they make a move like that, they're going to consult Trey Lance. You've got to imagine that there's a huge possibility that Trey Lance and his reps would say, I want out. If that's the case, get me out of here. Because if you listen to the way that he talked after the 2021 season, when he went on with Stats Guerrera, he was very adamant that the times he grew the most were the games that he played, not when he was sitting, and that he expects it to be his team in 2022. That was his expectation. So if that is the attitude he has, there's a chance that he says, I want out of here. And if that happens, we know that the 49ers are unwilling to trade somebody unless they get their fair value. See Jimmy Garoppolo. What are you going to get for Trey Lance? A 4th-round pick, a 3rd, a 2nd? They're not going to trade him for that. For those 2 reasons, I think it's not possible. Now, the reason I did leave it 10% open is that Kyle Shanahan has talked about not making the same mistake twice and learning from his mistakes. Also, if you get Tom Brady through 2023, guess what? Even if Trey Lance doesn't work out and you spent all those picks on him, you got a full stack deck of new picks coming to you in 2024. That is the reason why Tom Brady could be an option in 2023.
Yeah. I mean, I think he's probably going to be the quarterback of this team next year. I mean, look, I don't think that Trey Lance has enough pull in the league to request a trade. Like, who? I'm sorry, I like Trey Lance. Like, who are you, man? They bring in Tom Brady, and you're going to say, I want out?
It doesn't matter about pull. It really, that has nothing to do with it. You still can request a trade.
He's not going to do it. I don't think he will. I think he'll say all the right things. I'm so happy to learn from Tom Brady. He's the greatest quarterback of all time. I just can't wait to meet. That's what I think. Maybe I'm wrong. But there are reasons to not like the idea of signing Tom Brady. I didn't like the idea of trading for Christian McCaffrey. If they sign Tom Brady in the offseason, they will be the odds-on favorite to win the Super Bowl in Vegas. End of story. And it doesn't mean they'll win the Super Bowl, but they will be the odds-on favorite to win the Super Bowl if they get Tom Brady. So if you win the Super Bowl next year with Brady, who cares about your future? You got a Super Bowl.
I don't disagree with that. But if you don't, and now you're going into year 4 with Trey Lance.
True. Yep.
Who knows what you've done to.
I'm not saying what they should do.
Yeah.
I'm just saying what they will do. This is probability, right?
It is. And I'm on record of saying many, many weeks ago when people were dancing on the grave of Tom Brady, I live in Tampa Bay. I watch every single one of his throws. That man is not washed. And I said this Saturday night. And then now Sunday after that comeback win, everybody's like, oh, well, I mean, Tom Brady, he's not washed. He's okay. You guys weren't on board with me when I made that video on Saturday night.
Who's more washed, Brady or Rodgers?
I don't think either are washed, to be real with you.
I think Rodgers is more washed than Brady.
I would rather have Brady, though.
I'd rather have Brady. Here's my thing with Rodgers. Rodgers never adjusts his play to the game situation. He plays exactly the same, no matter if he's up 2 scores or down 2 scores. So he always comes away from a game, usually comes away from a game with a good quarterback rating, but he's not the guy that puts together that game-winning drive at the end like Brady does. Brady can play poorly for an entire game and then be clutch. I feel like Aaron Rodgers will straight up quit on games. Like, hey man, my quarterback. He's a front-running quitter. I don't like him at all. And what I like about Patrick Mahomes, I was watching him. He's a lot like Aaron Rodgers. Bigger, faster, stronger, but similar arm. But he will not quit. The will to win for Patrick Mahomes is way different than it is for Aaron Rodgers. Patrick Mahomes is the greatest quarterback I've ever seen in person, ever. Ever. He is a better player, quarterback, athlete than Brady, Manning, Breeze, Rodgers. I don't know how we got on this topic, but that's how I feel.
Well, the thing with Rodgers is that, I mean, he's the type of guy in the offseason that wouldn't spend time with his rookie receivers. Tom Brady will literally lose his family to play football. And it sounds messed up, but that's the type of mentality he has. Football is everything to him.
Rodgers doesn't even have a family to lose. And it's like, what are you doing in the offseason, buddy?
Right. He's like, you know what he is? It's so funny. When you have kids and you hear somebody who doesn't have kids talk about how tired they are, that's Aaron Rodgers. Tom Brady's like, bro. Like, I literally gave my kids up to play this game. And you don't even have kids. Why aren't you dedicated?
Steve M says, Brady, why not 61-year-old Steve Young? Because Brady's still better than Jimmy Garoppolo. Let's put it that way.
Of course he is.
Dave Barclay says, also still don't understand Jimmy fans. It's like they see him through rose-colored glasses. He's a middle to bottom of the pack quarterback. I hope it's Trey. We'll take Brady for sure. Can't imagine it'd be bad for Trey to learn from him. Yeah, and I think if you would sign Brady at 46, it's a year-to-year thing. Would you give him a 3-year deal to play till he's 49? I couldn't imagine. But maybe that's part of the negotiation. Jamal Armstrong says, I think we know Tom to be a man that can hold a grudge, especially competitively. So them turning him down once, I can see him wanting to stick it to us until he retires. What do you think? I think that's absolutely possible. That he could flirt with the Niners and be like, you know what? Actually, I'm going to the Raiders. Thank you very much. I see it happening. It's true.
I could see a Raider. I could see retirement, the Raiders, Patriots, Titans, all those teams in his future.
Bobo says Larry never trusted rookies. And Kyle, mistrust reminds me of the way Larry used LeBron, Wade, and Melo during the 2004 Olympics. Sorry, random thought. Yeah, I can see what you mean when you put it that way.
Thank you for the clarification.
Thank you. California Bear says, I want a new head coach, so I'm so sick of Kyle. He just draws up plays and doesn't develop. Anyone I watched Mike Vrabel's rookie minicamp, boy, that's a head coach. I feel you, man. Let's give this guy the benefit of the doubt and let him finish the season, though. He just won a
This is
game.
where I disagree. Okay, we look at Kyle Shanahan like he's supposed to be this offensive genius, and he's been anything but that. However, his development of players, I think, has been really, really good. That's just me personally.
Not quarterbacks, though.
No, the quarterback's atrocious, but players in general, good.
Hope it's Trey, Justin Fields, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts. They all turned it on after about 20 starts. Quit the delay. Let's go, Trey. Matthew Sanders. Yep, and that's what really sucks about the last 2 years.